Hello everyone and welcome back to Sochi, where today's action opens with qualifying for the CGP3 series. Really sorry there was no commentary for practice yesterday. That was all 100% my fault. Basically, I forgot to turn my mic on. I was commentating the whole time, but I was basically talking to myself, because it wasn't going out onto the stream because I had made a stupid mistake to forget to turn my mic on. Which obviously is not a mistake a streamer should be making. But the important thing is now I have remembered to turn my mic on for the qualifying session. And going into the weekend, I also need to run you through some of the things that I ran through yesterday, but obviously it was all pointless because no one could hear me. Basically, Rhys Jeffries goes into this weekend with a reasonable chance of the title. It's impossible for him to do it in today's race, which takes place after CRC practice. It's impossible for him to do it then. But if at the end of this weekend he has more points, just has the gap at just 2 more points than it was, then he takes the CGP3 championship. And becomes CGP3 champion. Now the Constructors is a lot more doable for DTEC. Because they don't even have to extend their lead. Anything. They just need to prevent MAT from outscoring them by 22 points, and then they take the Constructors' Championship in CGP3. DTEC really have had a good year, haven't they, in CGP3? MAT started as the team on top, but DTEC have really taken over. There is a driver change. Toby Julian has been dropped by the Racing Factory team, and returning to that Racing Factory seat, we have George Norris returning to the Racing Factory seat. It's an overcast Sochi that CRC has come across. There's a small chance of rain, but the chances of that in this session are very small indeed. But it is a very overcast Sochi that we find ourselves in, as the session is about to get underway. And the session is underway here in Sochi. And it's Archie Jones who's first out of luck. No, it isn't. It's Dylan Shenton, who has opened the session in his hyperspeed. here in CGP3. in what is going to be a very interesting weekend. But that silver and yellow Nemesis car, very distinctive. Oh, hyperspeed car, I mean. Checking who else has gone out on track. Here's Lisa Temnikova. Big weekend for her. It's her home event. I'd mentioned this yesterday, but obviously no one could hear me because I'd forgotten to turn my mic on. But she has the pressure of being at a home crowd. Obviously it's CRC's first visit here, but the only driver racing at home, in fact, throughout the whole of the weekend in all series. So, but she looked fairly competitive in practice yesterday. I believe was 9th fastest. But here you're looking at Temnikova, who started the lap. Heading into turn 3, now into turn 4. Let's see how she's going to get this lap. Reese Jeffries couldn't get a clear lap in yesterday, but we usually tend to see he's always not very good in practice because he struggles to get a clear track. But then in qualifying, he really comes into his own. That's what we typically see with Reese Jeffries. As here you're looking at Temnikova going round into the sweepers. Not even short corner numbers, I'm not just going to get the corner numbers up. As Shenton to the 49-1. As it's turn 16 that Temnikova is heading to. Benny Plutt is on top at the moment. Temnikova goes 5th. Expect a lot higher. Oh, we've had a bit of contact, I think, going into the final corner. Yeah, it's just two cars running really wide. Reese Jeffries has not gone out there yet. Here's Jenna Blake. So Plutt and Yasufu have set times. As Blake heads into turn 3, now into turn 4 for Jenna Blake. Into turn 6 on the official map, actually it is. Now into 7. There's only a kink, but on the official map it's glass to the corner, and then into turn 8. Now into turn 9. It's immediately followed by 10. Now into 11. Into the sweepers. Very fast left-hander. Now into turn 14. Into turn 15. Into turn 16. into 17. And then obviously there's 2 more corners on this 19 corner track. Starting to get a bit murky out there in here in Sochi. As Jenna Blake goes second. Is that rain coming down? Yeah, we have a bit of rain. That is going to really shake up the grid. If it's heavy, what would this do to the grid? It would be a disaster for Reece Jeffries. If it rains, it would be an absolute disaster for Reece Jeffries. If I was Reece Jeffries, I'd be getting out there as soon as possible. Fernandez as well. We can see a massive shake of the grid. Ollie Charlton's on a lap. If I was Reece Jeffries, I'd be getting out there as soon as possible. Is this light rain or is it actual going to be proper rain? I think it's starting to get a bit heavier. As Ollie Charlton goes second. He was able to get a lap in before the track got wetter. Jesse J. McParland on a lap. I think they're starting to lose grip. Chittock is out on track. Reece Jeffries is still in the pits. Maybe he's had a problem, because surely, if I was him, I'd be getting out there as soon as possible. I'd be getting out there as soon as I possibly can. But he didn't even appear to be trying. There must be some technical glitch. And look, you can see with McParland how much she is struggling. They are starting to lose grip. Only 16th. Santiago Fernandez will probably be near the back as well. So will Daniel McDonald. Just look at how much they're struggling. Bacchini on a lap. Thomas has gone third. And the KC team principal's been like, stop, 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 please, I beg you of you, Rain. But look how tentative Bacchini is having to go. Well, I wasn't expecting rain at all, because look, this is the weather forecast. There was only a 9% chance of rain for this session. So Reece Jeffries will be starting near the back. Wow, this throws the championship wide open. Look, Bacchini unable to push. The track is too wet for improvement. It's not heavy rain, but it's too wet for any improvements. Bacchini is going to complete the lap. It is still possible to drive round on slick tyres, but it's just too wet for any improvements. Bacchini goes at the back of the field. Chittock's going to go at the back as well. And he's actually aborted the lap. I mean, now all they can hope is that the track dries, but I don't see how the track is going to dry in just 18 minutes. Firstly, everyone's going to be assuming that there's no place for improvements. And be like, there's no way, there's no point. Look, I think it's now Inter's weather now. They'll be like, there's no way. There are some cars going up. Maybe you're just trying to dry the track a bit. Yasufu's gone out on the slicks. Farnham into the pits. But I think that might be the grid for tomorrow's race. As Flynn actually goes out on the wets. I think they're all they're only going out on track because they want to dry the track. Like, if this rain shower stops, they're going to want to actually dry the track. Of course, Benny Plutt and Ollie Charlton won't be wanting to do that. They'll be wanting it to finish as it is. And it is Benny Plutt who I think is going to get pole by the looks of things. Yep, to be honest, I think this is Benny Plutt's pole position. Wow, Reese Jeffries has really been caught out by the weather. But Reese Jeffries looks like he'll be starting at the back. He's just being completely caught out by the weather. Alex Chittock is trying to dry the track at the moment. But the rain doesn't look like it's going to stop in a sufficient enough time to be able to dry the track. Santiago Fernandez, he's not going to improve from 17th. But all those drivers who didn't go out, the chances of rain were very small, and then they just got completely caught out. I think Chittook's now just trying to get a time on the board. Then he might be ahead of a few people. Is this rain going to stop? The rain doesn't look too bad from here at the moment. It's still raining, but it's starting to get a bit drier, I think, or in terms of how much rain is falling. But then, for it to stop raining is one thing, for the track to dry out is another thing. It's definitely easing up, the rain is. So we might also, regarding CRC, we're probably going to have a wet start to practice 3. The rain, we're hearing, has stopped, but for the track to dry is another thing. And I don't really see it drying enough for like some actual improvement. Jeffries has not been out, even been out on track yet. But it's going to be very interesting. Reese Jeffries obviously deciding that there is no point at the moment. As Chittook finished the lap with 2:18, which is obviously not going to be a personal best. But how quick is the track going to dry up? That is the question. Farnham going out on track with a car with an engine smoke. Like Dylan Shenton's had a massive problem somewhere. Yeah, he's had to stop. That's his session done. But the track is... But it's just... Is the track gonna dry? Got a dry line emerging, but I just don't see it being good enough for any actual improvement. We might see some improvement from the likes of Farn and Chittook. Chittook's improving. Look, 14 seconds! Wow, that's some improvement. But still probably nowhere near the times at the start of the session. For those saying Jeffries had a glitch exiting the pits, he has been reset into the game. So he can go back out on track. As Chittook improves his time. On what is clearly an improving track. Still 3 seconds off their previous best. When will everyone feel the need that they might want to go onto slicks? As Miles Hannawin exits the pit. The track is continuing to improve. Look at how Chittook is improving. I think Cluck is going to get pole. That's pretty obvious. I just don't see anyone being able to beat his time. But look at Chittook. He's continuing to improve his time. When will everyone feel the need that they might want to go out on slicks? Jeffries is going out. I mean, that might at least improve his actual grid position by going out there. Also, if they stay out there, then their inters might effectively turn into slicks. As Chittook does improve. Here's Dan Farnham. Who goes 28. Rhys Jeffries has a couple of cars ahead though. One of them is Bacchini, who's got Jenna Blake ahead. Rhys Jeffries, I believe, and Sam Lovett, I believe, are the ones who have not set times yet. The championship leader. Is anyone going to pit? Chittook continuing to get those times down. To get those times down. Let's see where this is going to improve. They're definitely finding time. Now Rhys has started the lap. This is on fresh wets. Fresh tyres that are not worn. So they can find time. But with Bacchini ahead, it might be a bit tricky. The thing is, in CGP3 and CGP2, the wets don't wear out. So they can just keep pounding round and pounding round as the track improves. But it's not going to improve enough for any chance of pole. It looks like Benny Clutch has taken pole. But the weather forecast saying that slick tyres at the start of the CRC session should definitely be okay. As Reece Jeffries goes 27th, that's the biggest improvement on the wets. The best lap on the full wet tyres since it stopped raining. 3 minutes left on the clock. Dan Farnham is improving. He goes up to 29th ahead of Lovett. Jeffries continuing to improve. He might get a bit further up the order. And all the traffic's not that slow. The likes of Vicini and Blake. There's a couple of other cars that might hold them all up. .3 seconds on that lap. Look how much it's drying. This could improve Jeffries up the order quite easily. This lap alone, they're all improving. 25th. Then he's going to get clearer track now as well. And he's just flat through there. So unless Bacchini goes down the inside, then up to 25th for Jeffries. He's making them up, doing well in these particular conditions. Considering the conditions. And I think this could be a further improvement on this lap. Just damage limitation. Farnham's gone up into 25th. So I think Jeffries is going to improve on this final lap unless he's forced to pit. Of course. Checker flag is about to come out, which it has now. I'm not sure if he's going to be forced to pit. He might be. Possible. Clutch has taken pole in the D-Tech. And he is forced to pit. That's a shame. He'll be starting 25th. But unless the likes of Chittock and co aren't forced to pit. Chittock continues round. This is unlucky for Jeffries. He might be further back. And Chittock goes 24th. McLennan has the pit. Is Lovett going to improve? Yeah, he is, but not ahead of Jeffries. So Jeffries will start 27. And that is it. Santiago Fernandez, 17. What an interesting session. Wimberley down there in 18. Wow, what an interesting qualifying session. We're set to see a very interesting first race here in Sochi. Thank you very much for watching. We've got CRC practice coming up, and we'll see you. Then, obviously, after that, we have the CGP3 race. We'll see you then when CGP3 returns. Goodbye.